It's a fan favorite. It's Top That Trade Day. Joining us now, Phil Flynn, a Fox Business Network contributor, and Alan Knuckman, an options trading pro. Here we go, guys, with round number one. Kick me. What do you do if you missed the recent rally?
Was it a 20% crash at Christmas that scared everybody out of their stocks? Just a correction, or are we still in a bull market? That's the question.
That was a stocking stuffer sale, but not that many people liked the discount at the time. Now people are starting to get a little bit more comfortable and confident. But that's the downside of psychology. By the time you feel like it's time to buy, you probably should have already been in. But I still think we have a lot more upside. If you look at this technically, if we can get back to the top in the S&P, if that target's 3,500 in the S&P, which is 30% above where we are now. We are in a strong bull trend for 9 years. Nothing changed.
Every reason that the market sold off, all the fear and the reasons that they gave that the Fed was going to raise interest rates till it went through the stratosphere, fears that the U.S.-China trade war would never get resolved, all of those things are turning out not to be true. What does that mean? A lot of the sell-off in the market was not true. That's why the market's coming back.
Let's connect with round number two, phone fight. 5G is trying to move into the next generation of wireless, but this is turning into a billionaire's battle.
You know, this is one of the biggest battles I've seen since they tried to put cell phones in Mexico. I mean, seriously, 5G has impacted. Everybody wants to be the leader of this new technology, and you know, it even caused the problems with Huawei, the Chinese company that was the Chinese company for Huawei. The U.S. Companies can't deal with them because of the concerns.
Right, so they sold
that
a lot of
steal
phones.
the technology.
A lot of phones got sold in China as a little bit of nationalism. They bought their own phones instead of iPhones. Now that's another issue. What we're talking here is about the 5G. There are four companies that control the cellular market. Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, and T-Mobile. So those four companies, you're looking at AT&T down here at some cheap levels, and the PE ratio is really low, like 8. So I don't think there's a whole lot of downside risk in that stock. The stock that I like in this segment is actually Vodafone. They're the world's largest mobile carrier. Vodafone's, had a big drop here, so I like that from a technical standpoint. It's also had bullish divergence. So looking at the looking at the mobile space, not phone space, I like Vodafone.
But when it comes to technology, you want to look at the company that's best ready for 6G when that comes, because you know it's coming.
Why not just get to 7? 7's a lucky number. Just go to 7G,
to the next level.
And we all win.
There you go.
Round number three, dinos of the Dow. There are 7 former Dow stocks trying to make a comeback. Which one is not left for dead?
The 7 stocks are U.S. Steel, Alcoa, GE, GM, AIG. We just talked about AT&T and IBM. So these were considered dinosaurs, almost dead. Looked like they were going to go extinct, but they haven't done so.
They haven't done yet. And of course, GE, was a big story. Everybody thought they'd be bankrupt, but they got a new CEO there who's turning that around. They're starting to make some sell. I think U.S. Steel is a very interesting one at this point. I think they're really going to benefit from the U.S.-China trade war discussions. If we actually do get a deal with China, which it's looking more and more likely that we will at some point, the biggest winner is going to be U.S. Steel, because U.S. Steel was a big complainer that China was unfair to U.S. Steel.
Okay, I am with you. And it all comes back to commodities in today's segment, because I'm going to go with Alcoa. Alcoa stock has dropped from 60 down to 30. It traded between 25 and 30 for the last 2 months. It looks like it's forming a nice bottom base here, but like you just talked about, I think there's more upside potential in this, in those two stocks and these commodity stocks that have been distressed, depressed, and beaten down.
All right, then. Your bonus round question involves new money.
I like new money. It smells nice.
I like old money.
How many tons of ink does it take to print new money? Is it 9 tons, 6 tons, or 3 tons?
I'm going to go with the low number, 3 number,
because
they're not going to use as much ink.
Alan Knuckman, you just inked a win.
Woo-hoo! That's a lot of ink. Good for him. Good for him. Good for him.
Check out businessfirstam.com to find out where to see our entire show. And don't forget to like, follow, and share Business First AM.